Hey viewers, hey subscribers, and welcome back to my channel, Aquarian Empress Tarot. For those of you guys who are new to the channel, welcome. To my returning subscribers, welcome back, my loves. So tonight we're going to do readings, but we're also gonna have a little girls chat discussion, okay? And everybody's welcome. But I feel like it's an important topic. Finances. Finances. We're gonna talk about it, but I'm gonna give everybody a minute to hop into the live stream. Give everybody a minute to hop into the live stream. And earth signs, y'all's readings hopefully will be posted tomorrow. That's the plan. I don't want to make promises and then not keep them, so that's the plan. So be on the lookout, earth signs. Capricorn's reading is already done. Taurus and Virgo are the ones that still have yet to be done. So Capricorn. Hopefully y'all's reading will upload tonight. The internet had been kind of slow. So, but yeah, like I'm kind of curious to know, like when it comes to managing finances, like what are your expectations in a partner? Because I was having this conversation the other day and it made me think, like everybody's concept of money, even spending and saving money, is different based on how you were raised, based on your environment and all of those things. And a lot of times people have certain expectations in relationships in regards to how their partner shows up financially in a connection. Some people even automatically expect the man to take the bulk of the responsibility. And that also, too, I think that also comes from like a certain way of being raised or culture for some people. Like men are, particularly the breadwinners. Now, here in the United States, a lot of women are able to take care of themselves financially. So they don't necessarily have to have their partner, spouse, do the bulk of financial responsibility. However, it can be a lot on one person to assume all of the financial responsibilities. Like you got rent, you got car notes, you have, some people pay for trash, you have utilities, water, gas, depending on where you live, what state you live in, you know what I mean? So that can be a lot to, put that type of pressure on one adult in a connection. I wouldn't necessarily say I believe in 50-50, but I would say definitely shared expenses for sure, because I don't feel that it's fair for one person to have to bear the bulk of that responsibility. Now, there are exceptions, such as if you're a stay-at-home mom and you don't work, your sole responsibility being a stay-at-home mom, because men will feel some type of way if they're out working and paying the bills and you're at home and they just feel like you don't really do anything. They'll feel some type of way, like, I'm going to work doing all of this, what are you doing here, da 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 da. When I get home I expect this to be done, da 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 da. But I feel like that's a discussion that needs to be had prior to children coming on the scene. Prior to saying I do. Like, that's a discussion that I feel like, as a couple, you should be able to have and be like, discuss, like, do I want to be a stay-at-home mom? Is that something that I feel like I'm capable of doing? Like, sometimes we put ourselves in situations because we think in that moment, oh yeah, I can do this. But then when you get into the situation, you're like, whoa, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute. This may not be for me. This is a lot right here. This is a lot. So, when it comes to finances, it definitely needs to be a conversation, because it's statistically proven that a lot of couples divorce and break up, like over 75% over finances. So obviously finances are a big issue in a lot of connections, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like financial literacy, financial freedom, learning how to budget and manage finances is definitely going to help you in your, even if you're not in a relationship, just helping you as an adult, you know what I mean, navigate through life. It's important. It's definitely important. Can y'all see me? Because I don't see any messages coming up, so I want to make sure y'all can see me. Let's see. Can y'all see me? Drop a heart if you can see me. Okay. Hey Diana, I can see y'all now. I was like, I couldn't see anybody. I can see that there's people in the chat, but I could not really see anybody, so that's great. But yeah, like, what are y'all's thoughts when it comes to financial responsibility in a relationship? Like, what are your thoughts on that? Do you feel like it should be the sole responsibility of one partner's spouse to take care of, or do you feel like it should be a shared responsibility? I'm curious to know. And then what types of tips would you encourage somebody who's like struggling financially, who has children, like when it comes to managing money and finances, like what types of tips would you give that would be helpful to that person? I'm curious. My first tip personally, because it helps me to see things a lot better. I'm a visual learner, so for me personally, it's on my iPad, but I have a budget, like a sheet where I can write down my income, like when I get paid, because I pretty much know how much my checks are gonna be. It's bi-weekly. And then what my expenses are for the month, like, you know, which bills are due on which dates, you know what I mean? Like the car note is due on the 15th, or the rent is due on the 1st, the phone bill is due on whatever, insurance comes out on the 25th, like, so I can see where the money is going, if that makes sense. And then how much money do I spend on gas? There's this app I have downloaded, it's called Mint. It's connected to Credit Karma, and it kind of helps you kind of see, like, you know what I mean, like analytics of your spending habits, like how much did you spend last month on groceries, how much did you spend last month on gas. Like, it helps you to see your spending habits. It'll even tell you, like, this month compared to last month, you spent $50 extra on miscellaneous stuff, or on gas, or on food than you did last month. So then you can go back and look through receipts and be like, oh, did I eat out more? Did I go out of town? Was I with family? Like, so you can kind of see where the money is going and where maybe there's areas where you can save more money, or, you know what I mean? And then also it helps me like visualize, okay, I need to try to set aside money for this particular date, so this bill can be paid on this date. Like, I need to make a credit card payment on whatever date, the 21st, you know what I mean? So I need to make sure by the 21st I have whatever payment there, you know what I mean? Hey Aisha love, we're already into the topic, girl, talking about budgeting. Also, welcome to the channel if you're new. I will be doing readings, so if you like a reading, please make sure that you send your donation either through Super Chat, Cash App, or PayPal, and drop a green heart so that we know that you donated, okay? But yeah, like, I feel like it's important. Yeah. Yep, I only got 3 more weeks to do it. So I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and show up, y'all. I'm gonna show up and show out. But I'm just curious to know, like, what tips have helped you guys when in regards to budgeting, financial literacy, that type of thing, because we all go through rough patches financially. sometimes we all struggle with overspending. Like, what helps you put you back on course? You know what I mean? Hey, Divine Love. But like I was explaining, like, I have a budgeting sheet on my iPad so I can see what, you know what I mean, like my income versus my expenses. So what am I spending? Like, I'll set aside $100 for gas for the month, like $100 for gas, so I know that's what I'm dealing with, even though it won't cost me that much unless I take a trip, or like this weekend I was out of town, so it may cost me more going out, because you may eat out if you have to go out of town for some reason. You take a trip, you may eat out a little bit extra than you would normally, or you stay late, you work overtime, you may end up ordering instead of preparing meals at home and just taking them to work with you. I think that helps too. Like, if you cook at home, because you know you have leftovers and stuff like that, so it helps keep you from having to run out and spend money on Uber Eats, and spending money on running, because you spend more gas money running around to a restaurant waiting in line. When you really think about it, waiting in line for like 10-15 minutes for an order, you know what I'm saying? So then prices of everything has gone up, so you actually end up coming out cheaper if you just get your ingredients, cook at home, and then you have plenty left over. You can freeze it, you know what I mean? Or you can take some the next day, you have some left over. Hey, No Name Love, I'm good, how are you? So those are just ways, those are some ways to help save, like to help save you some money financially, like where you don't have to, you know what I'm saying, where you don't have to spend unnecessarily on something that you really don't need, because we all been there. But yeah, and like I said earlier, I'm not one for the whole 50-50 personally. I don't see anything wrong with 50-50, but me personally as a woman, as an adult, I feel like it's my responsibility to take care of my responsibilities. So if I met someone and I already had bills, I'm going to continue to take care of my bills. If I need help, then I'm going to ask for that help. But my partner should be able to step up to the plate and assist me, and vice versa. If he needs something, he should be able to ask me, and I should be able to help him. That's smart, Divine. That's very smart. I have that set up with my checking account and my savings account. So every month there's a certain amount taken out of my checking account, and it's automatically put aside into my savings account. Yes, absolutely agree. Even if it's only like $10, $20, every time you get paid, take that little $20 out and put it in your savings account. You know, with the savings account, you accrue. It only goes into savings, and like Divine said, you only use it in emergency. And you know, if you keep that money in there and you don't touch it for an extended amount of time, I think most people probably know this, but they'll add, like the bank has added like $50 to $100 that I didn't touch. They've added an extra $50 to it. So the more money you have in that savings account that you don't touch unless it's just for an emergency. Yes, exactly, Diana. Saving habits. Here's what I'm going to say about buying cheaper. Yes, it's good to buy, like if you can buy certain things, like if you can buy the Dollar General brand, or you want to buy a great value brand of certain things that works just as well as the name brand, that's fine to help save money. But at the same time, there's certain products, and I feel like every woman should know what products work the best in your home, especially when it comes to cleaning and stuff like that. What works the best, you know what I'm saying? Like, if Fabuloso is less expensive than Pine Sol, then buy the Fabuloso. You know what I'm saying? I never heard of that rule, No Name. See, I learn something all the time. Can you explain? Can you expound? 50-30-20 rule. But you should know, like, what products, name brand products, you definitely are going to, it's the investment in the quality of that product versus you got pretty much the same product. One label just says great value and the other label says Dawn. I'm just throwing that out there. But my video is not sponsored. I'm just throwing it out there, right? Me personally, there's certain things that I'm going to pay for because of the quality of the product. Then there's other things that it doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna just get the great value. You see what I'm saying? Exactly, Divine. Exactly. I've never heard of that before. Thank you for sharing that because I never heard of that. Yes, quality over quantity. And I'm going to talk about this in regards to manifesting, because you hear it so much in tarot and spiritual community. People are always talking about manifesting. When you say 50%, 30%, 20%, that's of your gross income, or is that like what you take home, right? Hey Valerie, how are you, love? Welcome to the channel if you're new. Anybody who's wanting a reading, please make sure that you send your donation and drop a green heart and let us know. But we're talking about finances and the importance of budgeting and saving money and all the important things. Because, you know, we talk so much about relationships, but a lot of times relationships break up. Okay, let's say you make $4,000. I'm gonna write this down. I learned something new today. I'm gonna write this down. Let me move my gratitude journal out the way. Always learning something from somebody. Right? See, I was led to do this. I was led to talk about budgeting. And like Divine said, like, you know, you've got to know where to shop. You know what I mean? 50, 30, 20%. We said 50% is, what is it, no name? 30% and 20%. 50, 30, 20%. And I'm glad that you even brought up the topic of investing, because if you are thinking about starting a side hustle, you're going to have to make some investments. So you want to have a savings already set aside so that you can invest financially into your side hustle or side business as an entrepreneur. Because there's certain things you're going to have to pay for. 50 needs, 30 wants. Okay. 20 savings. 50 needs, 30 wants, 20 savings. Oh, gotcha. Okay. That's great. 30 wants, 20% savings. Yeah, gotcha. But you want to take care of those needs first and foremost, like you said, rent, gas, stuff like that. Okay. Okay, thank you, love. I appreciate it. Hang on, y'all. I'm gonna tap out for a second. I'm gonna hop right back in. I got a call coming in.